you think about when you say, if you're someone that's moved to Sydney to live, if you think about when you're back at home, like, you don't do a huge amount anyway, and you don't really think twice about that. I think what happens is when you move to a place like Sydney and a city, because there's so hustle bustle and you hear so much about it, you just expect to be doing stuff all the time, and in reality it's just not like that. He knows Irish, but he wants to learn it like fluently, and he doesn't really have anyone to practice with, so that's where I come in. Coddy and Scale McGraw. Hello everybody, welcome back to another vlog. Today is going to be similar to when I first started vlogging, which is just going to really be a realistic day in Sydney, and the weather is exactly how it was when I first started doing the vlogs. It's very rainy today. We have had some really hot weather this week. One of the days was nearly 40 degrees, I think it was like 37 degrees. So it's still warm, it's just gone really grey and rainy. I think, to be honest, we probably needed this from how hot and dry it's been. But yeah, it's a realistic Sunday. We had one of the mornings where we didn't set our alarms, just a real slow morning, chilling, having a coffee, and now we are off to get another coffee, because what else do you do in Sydney? Honestly, I mean, I guess it's probably the same wherever you are, but especially when the weather's like this in Sydney, it's not really a whole lot to do. I don't know what you guys do. If you live in Sydney and you're watching my vlogs, let me know. But we're gonna go get a coffee, maybe a bit of food, and then we'll go from there. I'm gonna bring you guys with us. So, coffee had, I didn't get food, but this little one did over here. We just went to a place called Cafe Jack's. It's really nice. We used to always go here. We stopped for a while, so we thought, why not come back? And it's actually really nice. The food's really good. I have had breakfast there, but I'm one of those people that's, I actually fast a lot. I know that's a bit controversial. People have different opinions on fasting, but I love to do it. So actually quite a lot, I'll just start my morning with a black coffee, then I don't eat till later on in the day. But I just had a coffee, technically broke my fast because I had it with oat milk. But yeah, topic of conversation when we were having our coffee was actually AI, and if it's actually gonna change the world in the way a lot of people think, and if it's a good thing or not. And yeah, we were just talking about, like, is the world actually gonna change as dramatically as what people are saying, or is, you know, the world gonna remain actually pretty similar, just with a few changes in terms of like progression in the technology? Like, what is actually gonna happen? And we were just talking about that, and how the world is changing, and like why that may be, and how the future potentially looks. Do you know how when you like think of the future, you have like this vision in your head of like flying cars, and, you know, like really like bright kind of colors? Like, I don't know if you guys know what I'm on about, but you know, when you think of the future, you kind of see it very differently to how it is now. Will that ever be a thing? Like, you know, they talk about how there's cars now that will literally just go park themselves whilst you go out and do your thing. Like, that sounds to me like the world could potentially get to the stage where it does look like that, like what we see in films of the future. But will it ever get like that? Like, will it actually just remain like this? Are we going backwards? Are we going forward? What's happening with evolution? Have us as humans come to a point where we've stopped evolving, or are we still evolving? Are we evolved enough for the society, the world in which we live in right now? Like, I don't know, we were just asking all of these questions and just talking about it, and I think it's actually a really interesting topic of conversation, and I think you guys should get talking and thinking about it too. Anyway, we are now off to East Gardens. We're gonna do a little food shop because we're gonna make another Irish stew. I may or may not show you that in the vlog. I did do a very recent vlog where I was making an Irish stew, and go to that vlog because you'll see kind of what ingredients we put in it and all of that kind of stuff. But in that vlog we didn't make it like, it wasn't very much of a stew, it was more like vegetables, so we want to try and get it right. That was only the second time we attempted to make it, so we want to make it more stew like. Anyway, that's what we're off to do now. Honestly guys, when it's raining in Sydney, I mean, there's not like a huge amount to do if you're trying to save money, but personally I feel like that's the same everywhere. Like, if you think about when you say, if you're someone that's moved to Sydney to live, if you think about when you're back at home, like, you don't do a huge amount anyway, and you don't really think twice about that. I think what happens is when you move to a place like Sydney and a city, because there's so hustle bustle and you hear so much about it, you just expect to be doing stuff all the time, and in reality it's just not like that. Yes, okay, there's probably a lot more to do than, for example, where I grew up in a little village, but it's still just a place. Like, don't expect to be doing this and that every day, because it's just not like, unless you have so much money, like, it's just not like that. So yeah, just a lazy chill day. Off to the shops now, and then we'll probably head back and chill out and make our Irish stew. Right, so ingredients got for the Irish stew that I'm so looking forward to. I also treated myself to a panettone because I haven't had any since not even last Christmas, the Christmas before, I think. And I love panettone, so I'm gonna have a slice as soon as I get home with butter. Also, if I wasn't just like saving money and being good with money right now, I would have definitely brought lots of Halloween decorations, because there was actually quite a lot in the shop. But yeah, this is a very realistic day in Sydney when it's raining, because obviously in one of my last vlogs you would have seen us go down to the beach and it looked really pretty, which Sydney is, but of course it is a normal place and it's a normal city, so it does rain and parts of Sydney do look a bit grotty, but that's just how it is. And some people may find this kind of day boring, but like, if your mentality is like that all the time, like, you're not going to really enjoy anything in life, because not every day is jam-packed of doing really cool things, and it doesn't have to be like that to enjoy yourself. So yeah, I love this kind of Sunday, and then we'll go back and we'll chill out, and I love doing that. Also guys, I am about to burst your bubble, and look, many of you may know this, but I'm just gonna be totally honest with you guys, I didn't. And I've told you guys that I absolutely love Halloween, and I always have. There's just something about it I love. And I always thought it was a very American thing, because you always see it in like American films where they're like trick-or-treating and stuff. But I'm here to tell you it isn't American, and it's actually an Irish thing that goes way back. Like, there's history to it. So why did it start in Ireland? What was it?
So Halloween actually comes from the Irish Gaelic festival of Samhain that used to take place on October 31st. And October 31st is the last day of autumn in the Gaelic calendar. So November 1st was the first day of February. So back thousands of years ago in Ireland, people used to dress up as they do today to ward off evil spirits for the winter coming. And people also used to dress up and go around and trick-or-treat. Well, it wasn't like trick-or-treating as today. They used to walk around to people's houses and they'd get gifts or sweets and stuff like that. People used to have to either sing a song, dance, or say a poem, and then they would get the sweets and stuff like that. And it was men and women and children who used to do it back in Ireland.
So men and women would dance and stuff
it
as
was
well.
a real family oriented.
Was
different seasons. And it started becoming an idea of people thinking it was an American thing, because after the famine in Ireland, a lot of Irish Americans moved to America, and they brought Halloween with them. And it went from the way the Irish used to do the trick-or-treating to the trick-or-treating they have in America today, of just children doing it and then just getting sweets for just saying trick-or-treating. So it's an Irish holiday that people just assume is American, but it's not. It's Irish.
Yeah, and I honestly, like, if you know that, like, cool, yeah, like, but I honestly think that a lot of people really do think it's an American thing. So I found that really interesting, that Halloween is actually always started from an Irish tradition, an Irish thing. But I always thought it was American. So
yeah, but like, if to think, like, why would people in America suddenly start dressing up like that and just made up October 31st? Like, America doesn't have...
Yeah, I guess it's kind of like what we were saying. When you think of Christmas, you understand the history and the story behind it. Well, history, religion, I don't know how you... But you understand Christmas as most people, well, I would hope that everyone understands why Christmas is a day and what is the story behind Christmas. But when you think of Halloween, I just never thought of there being like a history. I just thought it was a fun day, celebration, I don't know. So
people need to think and understand that, because like, people don't assume Christmas is an American holiday because they kind of made it big, but Halloween's an Irish holiday.
yeah.
It's just worldwide.
Well, there you go, guys. And yeah, we're really gonna live up Halloween this weekend by making an Irish stew again, and hopefully watching like a horror film or maybe an Irish film. But there you go, guys. You learn something new every day if you didn't know that.
Actually, an Irish tradition that nobody else does in the world, but it's from Halloween. On Halloween in our...
Coddy and Scale McGraw. Just being taught some Irish, so I thought I would let you guys know what I've learned so far. Also, sorry it's a bit dirty because I had my coffee in it, but do you know, I said it in my other vlog that my boyfriend is as Irish as they get, as in like his mum and dad are full Irish, like basically 100%. So yeah, him and his family have been around for a while. They go way back in Ireland. So anyway, he is really trying to learn Irish. Like, he knows Irish, but he wants to learn it like fluently, and he doesn't really have anyone to practice with. So that's where I come in. So he's been practicing with me and teaching me some stuff. So every now and again, I'm just gonna break out in Irish to you guys and show you what I've learned. Anyway, we're back in the apartment. Got my panettone and I am about to crack it open and have a bit with butter on. Now, I'm pretty sure the Italians, I'm trying to think if my nonno, does he put butter on it? I can't remember if my dad and nonno put butter on it, but I'm pretty sure that's probably something they would be like, because they hate ruining their food with adding like sauces and stuff. So I don't know if adding butter to panettone is a complete no-go with the Italians. I can't remember now. But I'm gonna have a bit of this, I'm gonna treat myself, and we're gonna chill out for a bit. It's around early mid-afternoon, and then we're gonna start making the stew. So yeah. But like I was saying to my boyfriend, how impressive it is for people that can talk like multiple languages, because it's hard to remember one, and also like when you can talk multiple, like how do you not get everything muddled up? Like, I've been really like wanting to just learn and develop my skills in everything as I've got older, and I've really been like I said, like my boyfriend's been trying to teach me some Irish. At school I learned like Spanish, German, and I was like going over that. I want to learn Italian. And like I went to say like Coddy and Scale, to my boyfriend, and I nearly just randomly said Ich bin habe Georgia. Like, how do people that know multiple languages not just get it muddled up all the time? I'd like to say I'm messing around there, but I really did just go to, because me and my boyfriend were like just talking the basics in different languages. Ich bin habe Georgia, mi llamo Georgia, and I went to say what's the story in Irish and nearly said my name is Georgia in German, and it's just it's just impressive, these people that really can talk all these different languages. Anyway, here is the panettone. I'm gonna cut a bit now and have it with some butter, and I'm so excited to have a bit of this, if you can't tell already. But yeah, we're all about the cultures in this apartment. We're living in Australia, cutting an Italian cake whilst learning Irish, about to make an Irish dinner. But yeah, I do think it's just so important to just be like so curious and like wanting to learn and respecting other people's culture, wanting to learn about it, wanting to learn about the history of it. I just think it's, yeah, so important. And in a world where, well, living in a society that just seems, let's just put it out there, people seem so angry these days and people are constantly complaining. It's always been a thing, but it's definitely happening more. People just seem miserable, moping around, and I just think it's up to you to change that mindset. And if you just stay curious and wanting to learn and have a bit of a laugh about things and, you know, making things humorous and at least trying to make the best of situations, I just think your life will be a lot better, and you'll feel a lot happier. You'll find happiness in moments where maybe it didn't feel like you could. So just stay curious and just enjoy everything you do, you know. And a whiskey shot whilst we make our Irish stew, because it would be rude not to. Cheers. Not bad. And then we wash it down with a bit of Guinness. We're actually going to have another whiskey shot because it actually wasn't bad at all. It was actually quite nice. Just a little bit. I'm surprised because, like, normally if you're not really drinking and you do a shot, you get that horrible taste. So that's really nice. It's not that bad. Why doesn't it taste strong? Okay, so let me quickly turn this off just whilst I'm talking. So we have the vegetables all mixed together in one pan with the Guinness, and I'm adding clips right now as I'm talking with what we've added. So that's all in one pan, and the vegetable stock, of course. And then what we've done differently this time compared to the other vlog I did where we made the Irish stew, we've put the potatoes in a separate pan. So hopefully, like I said, it's going to be a bit more like actual stew, like more of the like liquid, I can't think what the word is, but more like stew, yeah. Because last time I think the potatoes must have soaked up like all of the Guinness and vegetable stock. So we were kind of just left with vegetables with flavour, but we want like the soup-like stuff, the liquid stuff, you know what I'm trying to say. So that's kind of what we've done differently this time. We've just put it into two different pans and added a few other bits. So yeah, that's now cooking now. As you would have seen, we had our whiskey shots. We have had half of a Guinness each. And yeah, I'll show you what it looks like once it's done. Alright, so it's now done. We've done it a little bit differently to last time. Like I said, we did the potatoes separately. because last time I feel like the potatoes definitely sucked up a lot of the liquid, whatever you want to call it. I'm not a chef, as you can tell, but it kind of happened again this time. But what we did is we mashed up the potato and then we put like the stew, so like the vegetables and everything on top. It kind of reminds me of like a cottage pie type thing, but it looks, I was about to say it looks really good, but on the camera it doesn't look as good, but smells so good. I'm so excited to eat this. I already tried a little bit and it's so nice. And then we have our bread and butter. So we are gonna go and enjoy this now. I'm gonna finish my Guinness, maybe have another little whiskey shot, and chill out for the night before we're back to work tomorrow. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this kind of realistic day in Sydney, and I'll see you all soon.